Hello, hello, everybody. Water Bear here, and I want to talk about healing in this video. Okay, less of an astrology chat and more just talking about like deep spirituality, subconscious patterns, and healing certain things. And something I noticed. Um, Number one, let me let you guys know that it is very windy out, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna try to talk right into the mic. But what I want to talk about is I just finished doing a spontaneous IG live, which was fun to chat with you guys. Um, and I was noticing a lot of us are going through a certain theme, and it has a lot to do with reworking lots of beliefs that um, we've once held and getting through any limiting beliefs or fears that could keep you back from certain things. Okay. And so basically, what I want to talk about is projection. Okay. And basically, what projection is when someone's feeling something or facing something or dealing with something, and they don't necessarily want to accept it, they don't fully embody it, or they haven't fully understood it. What they're going to do is reflect that and project it onto, like, you have a projector, you project images on the wall, project things onto other people. Okay. For example, if you are constantly critiquing and judging yourself, okay, and you haven't fully worked through that, you haven't fully accepted yourself, what you're going to do is project that everybody else is also judging and critiquing you. Okay. Um, you know, if you are always in everybody else's business, or like, let's say someone drives by and you're always in the car, if you're just very curious about your surroundings and you're not aware of that or haven't accepted that, okay, you're going to project that everybody who walks by is in your business. You get what I'm saying? Okay. If you have, and wow, there's crows flying in circles above me. Interesting. Um, Crows are very mystical birds. But anyways, if you are very critical of your body, okay, and you have not accepted that, and you have not fully embraced your body, then you're going to, number one, think everybody else is looking at your body in a critiquing way, or you're going to project and critique other people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like people who, fat shame, and people who comment just really negative stuff on certain people's pictures and stuff on Instagram. Just those kind of people that are always judging um, people's body image. She shouldn't have that on for her size, that kind of thing. They're constantly worried about their own weight, but they, instead of dealing with themselves, they just project that outwards. Okay, because it takes the attention off of them, and they're able to feel that feeling and just push it onto someone else. Okay, um, and so why I'm making this is because when we're young, especially the first 7 years of your life, your subconscious is a sponge, your mind is a sponge, you're just soaking up information, just receiving, receiving, receiving. But also, what you're doing is wanting affection, wanting love. You're also learning about trust, and children are very openly trusting. You know what I'm saying? And that comes, because you're supposed to have parents that nurture you and are there for you. So by being that open and that naive and that trusting, naturally, you're open enough to learn, and you're open enough to pay attention to and feel safe around different environments so that you can assimilate those patterns and grow. It's part of survival. Okay. But as children, we take whatever we experience at face value, whatever we hear. Okay. We don't have the discernment at that age to be able to understand that this person might be projecting right now. We take everything as truth. Okay, they said this, they did this, that must mean this. Okay. And until we look at certain patterns, and honestly, all the patterns that you believe, all the memories you have, until you look at those things and find the beliefs that work for you and release the ones that do not, you're going to constantly replay every single thing that occurred when you were a child, everything you believed, okay? Everything you came to make as truth or see as truth, okay? Because that's what your subconscious, that's the purpose of it. You know what I'm saying? Learn certain things, and then they become a part of your subconscious, and then your life, you play those things out. But if you learned patterns that weren't the best, or you believed certain things that weren't fully true based on what you thought, like someone said, maybe you were really excited to express something. You wanted to tell your mom something. Oh my gosh, I want to tell her this. Or you were artistic, and you were so super passionate about something, you wanted to share your expression, and your mother said not right now, or I don't really care about that, or shut up. As a child, you might not have known that your mom had a lot on her mind at that time. She also has a lot of trauma that she hasn't dealt with, and so she can't, she's focused more on herself. There's a lot of different things. Or maybe, she was busy, and she will tell you later on, she'll come back to you. You never know. But as a child, you take in, okay, so I'm not enough. Whatever I just, when that occurred, you thought, okay, she doesn't care. Okay, meaning everybody doesn't care. Because as a child, you can't, discernment's not really there. Okay, so you have this belief that, okay, my creation's worthless, or whatever occurred. You know what I'm saying? That belief is sitting in that subconscious, and if it's not reinforced that this is not true, you just are consciously looking in your life for those patterns. So any slight you receive, anytime somebody doesn't listen to you, it adds to that story. Okay, so that's kind of what I was saying about, as children, you just believe what you believe. Okay, and so as we're in this time when a lot of people are, in isolation, and a lot of people are healing and reflecting and learning about themselves in a new way, a way to really heal certain things is to, any belief you have, look at where you got it from. Okay, especially ones that hold you back or hinder you. Any doubts, fears, those kind of things, especially fears. Okay, look at where you learned it from. Okay, what belief you have set? What is the belief? Okay, what is this feeling telling me? And I'll give examples in a second. And where did I receive it from? And then start to discern, okay, what does that mean? Did I receive it? I got this belief, but was it true? You get what I'm saying? Now that you have more discernment, okay. So and then you'll be able to release it if it's not, because projection is one thing children need to know about. Hold on, the wind's getting kind of real. As a child, especially me growing up, because I have Pluto in my daggone third house of my mind, and just a lot. A moon on the midheaven, Gemini south node. I take words are very, very important to me, and had a very strong effect on me growing up. What I heard, okay, what I was told about myself, and just in general, okay. I took it deeply to heart, okay. And so now this is why I communicate so much, and I feel like words have so much power, because they have so much power over me. And now as well, why I try to watch what I say, because I know words can cut. Okay, with Pluto in the third, I can be a shady girl as well. So I know now to watch. I've had to learn to have discernment with my mouth. You get what I'm saying? My Gemini moon can't just say everything. You know what I'm saying? And so it's been that kind of thing. But children especially take these things to heart. And if you have lots of Gemini, Virgo energy, like I was just explaining, this may be resonating with you right now. Okay. But all children, we take what we heard. Okay, so any belief you have, take some time after this video and look, okay, where did this belief come from, and is it true? Okay, so let me give one. Homosexuality. Okay, that's one that I had growing up. Okay, because growing up, I heard a lot of negative comments about it. I grew up in the South, and so my beliefs about it, those are my beliefs until I started to break them down, that kind of thing. But when I learned about projection, it made it a lot easier for me, okay, which is the second main part of this video I'm talking about. And when I learned that people around me, because they felt restricted in their sexuality, or they did not fully understand their own sexuality, or they were shamed for their sexuality, or they've been repressing parts of their sexuality, they're going to shame anything that is not what they feel is comfortable. Anything that brings up a trigger within them, they're going to shame me for it now. Okay. Ooh, it's windy. Oh my God, my hat almost blew off. Snatching my wigs, y'all. Spirit, whoa. Windy, all the air. Let's say as well, you had someone in your life who constantly was critiquing your body. And so you grew up now and you're critiquing your body, okay? Or they said, you know what, you're too big, or whatever, you know. Or, you know, this part of you is ugly, or whatever they said, you know what I'm saying? Look for, are they projecting? Okay. A big one that I received was, oh, you a know-it-all. Okay. So I had to sit, and that was a big trigger for me. You could say that and I'd be like, oh my gosh, because that was something I was self-conscious about because I've been told that for so long. But then I realized the people who told me that are the know-it-alls, you know what I'm saying? Or they're insecure that they don't know enough, so they think that since I know a lot, because that's true, I know a lot. I'm always reading something. So that's just A plus B equals C. I'm going to attain lots of knowledge because I'm always seeking it. Okay, that's just what it is. But do I know everything? Hell no. Okay, there's so many times where I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking there? Or like, I don't know. I'll just say, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? But until I realize that no, I do not know it all, and no, I do not think I know it all, I just know a lot. I thought that affected me. You know what I'm saying? But I realized coming through that was a projection. Because someone who, they can't be wrong. Anytime that, you know, they always are like, well, that's wrong, and they have a very know-it-all kind of personality because they haven't dealt with that within themselves or accepted that within themselves. Anytime I do something that goes against them, they're going to think I'm a know-it-all. They're going to think that, you know, I'm being what they actually are. Okay. Or you could go with, you know, someone that say, oh, you're so confrontational, or you're so you know, so angry, that kind of thing. But then they're the ones that's always putting you in that spot. You know what I'm saying? They're actually causing all the confrontation because they want to have their way. But anytime you say something and want to stand up for yourself, then you become the selfish one. You become the one that's aggressive. You become the one that, you know, is too much. But actually, it's because they're invoking that, they're projecting that onto you. You know what I'm saying? And so, really, with, you know, I only have like a minute left. Looking at different beliefs you have, go in and look at, you know, any fears you have, where that came from. You know, any doubt of, or with faith, how was faith modeled for you growing up? You know, how was courage? How was boundaries? Did the people around you have boundaries? And now that you're setting them, it could be this trigger coming up, like, oh, I'm being, you know, am I being too cruel? But do the people around you set strong boundaries? And if not, okay, well, they don't even, how can they tell you? You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully this helped. Really looking at different patterns, because we're all looking at so many patterns and healing things now. This is the easy way to look at, you know, the beliefs you have, where you got them from, or if you were bullied, the bullying was most likely dealing with those issues themselves, but they were projecting onto you. So hope that brought guidance. That's what I have. Deuces.